A prominent local banking institution announced this year that the average amount it finances on the new vehicle sales side is just under 322,000 Rand.
Now, there are many products across an assortment of segments to be had with such a price ceiling in mind. This week, we are zoning in on a segment that is bound to resonate with a sizable number of South African families: the category of affordable multi-purpose vehicles.
The criteria here is a simple one: cost-effective transportation for up to 7 passengers, a reasonable standard of amenities, and, crucially, a reasonable minimum standard of safety. Let us have a look at 2 contenders. To my left is the Honda BRV. It was launched in South Africa in the year 2016, and it is essentially a more rugged version of the former Mobilio. And to my right is a product that needs no introduction. It is the Toyota Avanza, a darling of the South African public transport industry. Now, as you can tell, this one looks slightly different, and that is because it is the enhanced for 2019 version. Now, the most important part of this evaluation, of course, is space. And here I am in the second row of the Toyota Avanza. The driver's seat is adjusted to how I would have it if I were driving, and I've got reasonable leg and headroom. Very nice.
Accessing the third row proved to be an effortless task. Simply flip the seat in front of you forward and hop into the back. Thanks to the wide opening doors of the Avanza, larger adults shouldn't have an issue when getting in and out. Although, legroom is certainly at a premium, while headroom is actually commendable.
Well, now here we are in the Honda BRV, and much of a muchness really. Also quite commendable in terms of head and legroom. If you're tall, you're not going to have an issue in either of these cars.
The BRV's third row can be accessed in the same way as the Avanza's, making it simple and easy for all shapes and sizes. But again, you're really going to have to squeeze yourself in thanks to the tight legroom. Headroom is adequate, probably just a smidge more than that of the Avanza, but when it comes to their third rows, the Avanza and BRV are almost on par with each other.
Somber. That is the descriptor we would use to describe the ambience in both of these cabins. But remember, function follows form. That is the ticket here. You're not going to find trendy decorative inlays, sumptuous upholsteries, or cutting-edge infotainment systems.
The Toyota seems to have the most utilitarian approach to things, with plastics that are hard and coarse. But the Honda is an unequivocal winner in this department with the nicest lounge. You will find surface materials of a superior quality, soft touch points, and leather seats.
A reminder once again that these products make no pretense about their intended purpose. Standard kit in both comprises just the essentials and not much else. In the Toyota, for example, you get air conditioning for both the front and rear compartments, a 4-speaker audio system with Bluetooth and a CD player, and electric windows all round.
And the Honda comes to the fray with automatic climate control and keyless go, in addition to that default minimum. Puts things into perspective, doesn't it? How much does one actually need to get from A to B in acceptable comfort?
In the Honda BRV, we have a 1.5-litre normally aspirated 4-cylinder engine, which is good for 88 kilowatts and 145 newton meters of torque. You can have it with a 6-speed manual or a CVT, so equipped here. Really not a bad steer, although it does get noisy when you put your foot flat to the floor, a consequence of that CVT, of course. In terms of safety, we've got anti-lock brakes, dual frontal and side airbags, although we don't have electronic brake force distribution or vehicle stability control. The Toyota Avanza has a 1.5 litre normally aspirated 4-cylinder, good for 77 kilowatts and 138 Newton meters. This is shifted via a 5-speed manual, although you can have a 4-speed automatic. It is also rear-wheel drive compared to the other car, which is front-wheel drive. Overall, I must say, it feels a little rickety. In terms of safety, you get anti-lock brakes, dual frontal airbags, electronic brake force distribution, vehicle stability control, and traction control. Now, as we've learned from this overview, these cars are pretty much identical in their specifications, but it is the overall execution of either that is going to sway your ultimate decision. For me, I'd go with the Honda BR-V. It feels like the more cohesive package, rather than the Avanza, which feels like a panel van with seats.